We'll go ahead and start with Danny Thompson. Go ahead, Danny.
Coach Danny Thompson, the three-point conversion. Great win tonight. What did Betnijah give you tonight? She's been doing something special every single game, but what did she do different tonight than she's done the first two games previous?
I mean, I think the bigger question is what didn't she do? I think what she did that made a huge difference tonight were some of her offensive rebounds. Not that she hasn't had a couple in our early games, but the late offensive rebound putback she had was huge. The late steal on that baseline out of bounds. I mean, just the little plays, that were big. So she really guards people. She's physical, and when you take her and you take Leja Clarendon, it's kind of like banging on banging back and forth. So, I mean, she just made shots. This was a team that we obviously didn't shoot the basketball very well. I mean, New York didn't do anything we didn't expect them to do. They go under ball screens, under, and challenge you to make some perimeter shots. We probably settled a little too much, but, Betnijah is really good with her pull-up J, and she hit her three behind the screen. So, other than Strickland, they really played soft on our ball screens.
If you have any questions for Nicki Collen, please raise your hand in the chat. I'll call on you. Sydney Gibbs, go ahead.
Hey, Coach. Congratulations on the win. You guys trailed by 2 at halftime, and you two guys came back. What for you guys were out the gate?
Yeah, I think I missed a little of that question, but I think we challenged them at halftime. I think we started the game on that 13-0 run because we guarded really hard. We had a high level of communication, and we're really guarding them. And I think when we subbed, we let our guard down a little bit and kind of never got back that first half. So I challenged them out of the break to really sit down and defend. Obviously, it hurt New York that they didn't have Ionescu in that second half. But, Jasmine Jones obviously did a good job coming in for them and doing a lot of things for them. So, it was about challenging them defensively and continuing to execute. I mean, part of the problem with our bench tonight is as good as Courtney and Glory are, they've had one practice. And, so they don't, we're very simplified in what actions we could run. And, I mean, if Courtney was making her jump shot, she still would have looked like vintage Courtney Williams. But in not making her jump shot tonight and, with a layoff that she's been on for about 6 weeks, I think that we probably played the starters too much, but we had to finish it out because they kind of had the synergy and we're more in sync with what we were trying to do.
Kelly Johnson, go ahead.
Betnijah had another really successful game tonight. What's allowing her to be so successful for y'all?
She plays hard. It's not complicated. She's skilled, but a lot of it's her effort. She cuts hard, so she gets open on cuts. She's prepared to catch it and score. I've said since, we did individual workouts in Atlanta and watched her shoot her jump shot that, she clearly is better than I thought she was. I mean, I've said it since camp started as well. And, it's an amazing thing when the light bulb goes off or that aha or that whatever that is, where all of a sudden, us not having Courtney to start the season and not having Tiffany and needing Betnijah to do what she's doing in order for us to be successful, it's just flipped the switch. And she's super confident and, she's making a lot of great decisions, but a lot of it is because she plays downhill, so she touches the paint, she's making her jump shot and she'll get to the foul line and doing the little things, she's going to guard hard. So just really grateful that, quite frankly, that Indiana waived her and we had the opportunity to pick her up.
Danny Thompson, do you have another question?
Yes, Coach, two-part question. Tonight, you had expressed in the first two games that defense was a bit of a concern tonight. So first question is, talk about your team's defensive effort, and how pleased are you that you got to the line 31 times compared to, I think they had 17 free throw attempts. How happy were you with on both those ends?
Yeah, I mean, the defense was really up and down. I thought our energy to start the game, our intensity, obviously Kennedy was really engaged on UNESCO and having Betnijah on Leja. Those were really good matchups for us. I thought it wavered. I thought, the second quarter, our ball screen defense couldn't have been worse, whether it was us not getting over or under quick enough, whether it was, our posts not staying long enough, but we were bad. I mean, honestly, we had stretches where we weren't good defensively and stretches where we were good. And so it has to be consistent. And some of that's new bodies and some of that's different actions and them being 5 out and getting used to guarding that. I think we want to be attack minded. There's no doubt we didn't shoot it as well as we want to today. But the big part of it was when we weren't making our jump shots, the way they were playing us, I just kept challenging them to twist their screens, to keep touching the paint. It's such a key for us is touching the paint. We got some offensive boards. You saw in the second half when we made our run, we started to hit Elizabeth Williams on some of those drop passes once we had twisted the screen and they kept going underneath our screen. So, we kind of picked the effort up that way as well. So there was good with our defense. There were some mistakes, a lot of mistakes, ball side help, just some things that we have to get better at. But you're talking about a group of players that, showed up for training camp that had never played before. And, they're still figuring it out. Everybody's role is a little bit different than it's ever been. Mo keeps getting better defensively. Some of our blocks, some of our rotations late were pretty good. New York made some plays. Jasmine Jones made some plays. Willoughby made some plays late. But I thought we stayed engaged. We didn't make every play. But we want to be attack-minded. We want to win the battle at the foul line. We always have. We have different pieces now. But, we still want to win that.
Nicole, go ahead.
Hey, Coach. You guys were hitting the offensive boards pretty hard in the first quarter. Was that part of the game plan going into tonight's game?
Well, some of it's how they were guarding our screens and our actions. We were taking a lot of jump shots early, and so it kind of allows you on that shot. The posts were kind of contesting as guards were getting underneath screens. So, Elizabeth and Mo are such active, athletic rebounders that it kind of let them roam free to the rim. And so that had a lot to do with it, was the way that they were guarding our ball screens. We take a jump shot, that post kind of steps up to contest it, and then we roll behind and get on the glass. So, yeah, we want an offensive rebound. We aren't going to make every shot. We obviously didn't make a whole lot of shots tonight. We made some late, but we missed certainly a lot of good opportunities. When Strickland gets an open three, I pretty much am ready to count it. And she missed some key shots, but that's what you have to do. When you shoot in the 30 percentile, you got to go get yourself extra possessions.
Last question, Bailey Johnson.
I guess just what does it teach you or what did you learn about your team when you close out a tight game like this?
Oh, we battled. It's tough. I played the starters too many minutes. I learned that. But sometimes you got to get them when you can get them, and you figure out, you get them off their feet tomorrow. Different kind of game. Obviously, Indiana's going to play with a ton of pace, but I thought we were resilient. I certainly think we started out great. I was really proud of how engaged we were early. I was a little frustrated, but we're going to have to keep figuring things out. I already told them in there tomorrow's going to be a 5-on-0 day. Courtney needs to learn our plays, really learn our plays. Glory needs to run our plays because the playbook shrunk when we put them in the game. And so once they're up to speed, which is hard to do when you've been in one practice, we're going to hit our stride eventually, So, I believe that you got to grind night in and night out in this league, and certainly it wasn't always pretty. And, you can say, would it have been different if UNESCO played? Sure, it might have been different. It's hard to say, but you play the cards that are dealt to you and you find ways to win, and that's what you have to do.
All right, we've got Laney. If you've got questions for her, please raise your hand in the chat. And we'll go ahead and start with Bailey Johnson. Go ahead, Bailey.
Hi, Betnijah. I feel like we ask you this after every game, but what's enabling you to be so successful and find your footing with this team?
Like I said, just I've worked really hard in the off season, so just me having the opportunity and Nikki having the confidence in my offensive abilities and just giving me that freedom has really, just set me free.
Danny Thompson, go ahead.
Betnijah, great game tonight. career high 30 points tonight. As a shooter, when you have those nights, does the basket get bigger and bigger every single time the shot goes in the hoop?
Yeah, it's just that comfortability. Once you see like the first few go in, it's just like, okay, I'm feeling good, and it's repetition. So I know I've done this 1,000 times. So it's just, that confidence from the first few shots going in just helps a lot.
And Shanice Nicole, go ahead.
Hey, Betnijah, great game. You're looking so quick this season. Phenomenal. With the pandemic going on, did you take any extra, just any new ways you worked on your game while you were free in your free time?
Well, all the gyms were closed, so I did a lot of outside things. Even to get in the basketball gym, like I had to travel. So I went a few places where I knew somebody was able to get me into a gym, so that way I could work out and work on my ball handling, work on my shooting and everything. But other than that, it was just a lot of outside workouts, whether that was running or body weight lifts. So that's pretty much what I did all quarantine.
All right, we've got a question here from Courtney Williams. Go ahead, Courtney.
Naj, how you feel dropping a 30 ball? Like, how did it feel out there? You got your mojo going? Like, what was it? What was you feeling? What got that thing going for you?
It was feeling good. I had my dog back.
Yeah.
I was hyping me up, feeling good,
All right, thanks, B.
Thank you.
All right, we've got Elizabeth Williams. If you have a question, please raise your hand. We'll go ahead and start with Danny Thompson. Go ahead.
Elizabeth, Danny Thompson with the 3-point conversion. Great game tonight. Your third double-double in the 3-game period. What was the things that you and Monique saw tonight, especially you two on the boards, because you out-rebounded them, I think, by 13 or 14 tonight?
Yeah, rebounding really hurt us in our last game against Vegas, so it was something that we talked about, something that we emphasized. And so, a lot of rebounding is just making it happen. And so I think Mo and I just did a good job of crashing really early to dictate rebounding.
If there are any more questions, please raise your hand. I'll call on you. Bailey Johnson, go ahead.
Hi, Elizabeth. Obviously, still a super new team, things coming together. What does it teach you when you close out a tight game like this?
Oh, it's huge. When you only have 22 games, every game is really important. And yeah, we did a good job of getting stops down the stretch. And with a new team, that's important, just to see the wins. And I think we just did a good job of staying together, executing on offense and defense, and pulling it out.
And Danny, back to you.
Elizabeth, I know you haven't really had a chance to take a look at Indiana or think about it. A team with such a high pace in Indiana, and your third game in 5 days coming up on Sunday. How do you prepare your body to play a third game in literally less than a week?
Well, we rest and recover. That's what a lot of the bubble life is going to be for the next couple of weeks. It's just a matter of hydrating, getting our recovery. We'll have access to film. We've had so many games. Everyone has had so many games. So I think it's just a matter of which team is focused and determined to put on the win.
All right, thanks, Steve.